So today, instead of doing Bible study, I really want to give my testimony, and hopefully this helps somebody out. I know YouTube played a big part of me finding God, and hopefully it can help you too. If you feel like you have not been able to pray, fast, you keep going back to your old life, or you can't find your way to fasting, because you keep breaking it for whatever reason. Let my testimony help you. So I found God around this time last year. I had just came off of a big trip, and I just felt unfulfilled. It's like I was having an outer body experience with my old life. I'm just sitting there. I'm here, but mentally, I'm just so many other places, and I'm wondering to myself, like, why am I here? And it didn't matter where it was. It didn't have to be like a club setting. It could just be with different people, just different things. I just felt like I just do not belong here, and I just didn't know where else I belong to. And so I ended up watching YouTube videos, and I was hearing people talk about themselves fasting and praying and how it brought them closer to God. And they were just getting all these breakthroughs. And it's like I didn't want anything materialistic. I just wanted to get to know God, and I had questions that I needed answered. And so I started actively watching these testimonies, and everybody is talking about doing 21-day fast, and I'm looking at them like I can't stop eating for 21 days, and I don't want to lose that much weight. And so I was like, I didn't know what to do. But because they was talking about how much they learned about God and themselves, and they gained so much clarity, I was seeking that. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. So I was like, I'm gonna do a 21-day fast. I had wrote down a list of things I just wanted to hear from God on, and I had cut out secular music, sex, social media, anything that was not Christian content or programs. I wouldn't watch it, and I just read the Bible and watched pastor sermons all day. And I know it may seem extreme for some, but that's what I needed, and I'll get into that in just a moment. But anyway, so I do all these things, and I kept failing. Like I was on day one of my fast so many times, and it's like, dang, when I'm gonna get to day two? But I never could, so because I was hungry. And so I ended up fasting, and one day I got to day 4. And I ended up hearing my friend. She called me, and she's like, she needs to come over and talk. She come over to my house. I'm like, all right, cool. It's gonna be all right as long as she don't ask for nothing to eat. Like, and so I was like, have you ate already? And she was like, yeah, I already ate. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So she comes over to my house, but she's like, okay, I got my food to go. And she microwaved her food. Y'all, it smells so good. I was like, I want some. So I ended up eating, and I was like, okay, well, since I already ate, I might as well have sex too. And since I'm no longer on my fast, so I had sex, and y'all, it felt like God was staring at me. It felt like I just had the conviction of God, like I shouldn't be here. Similar to Adam and Eve, they was always naked, but it's like once they ate that fruit, they knew they was naked. And that's how it's like I got a taste of God, and it's like I know that I'm doing wrong, and I'm still trying to do it, and it's just like I shouldn't be. And so after that, I ended up just taking my spiritual life seriously. And so I was praying and everything at first, but it's just like when I almost failed, I got so discouraged. And so it's like God, I was like ready to give up. I'm like, I can't fast. I'm hungry. Like I can't, like, what is all this for? And God, it's just like when I got weak, it's just like in the Bible, it's like he's the strongest when you're weak. And so it's like when I got weak, it's all his strength came out. And so it's like, no, you can do this. Like he was reassuring me, like, no, you can do this, and you gonna do this. And so I ended up actually being able to complete my fast. But during this time, I was since I had sex, I ate. I'm like, all right, let me just wait till the next year, which is like November. So I was like, I'm gonna wait till January 1st and complete my fast, because I don't want to keep eating during all these holidays. So I ended up waiting until January 1st and completing my fast. So during this time, God started speaking to me. He was sending people to me. It just felt like they were angels. Like, where did you come from? They were confirming things that he told me, like a lot of stuff that I had written down. He was working with me on and just talking to me. And I was able to finally hear his voice and know that it was him. And so I started discovering pastors that had sermons, and it's just like it just spoke to me. And it's like without a shadow of a doubt, I knew that it was God talking to me and like leading me to these sermons. And it just like my whole life just started changing slowly but surely. And by the time January 1st rolls around, I just felt so much closer to God. I was binge reading the Bible, so I was using the Bible app, and I would read the Bible all day at home. And then like when I was going to work or in the car or something like that, I would read the Bible for that to that event or in that scenario as well. And I ended up hearing so much stuff that spoke to me. And the thing that spoke to me most was Proverbs 3 and 7, chapters 3 and 7. and it talked about the immoral woman, and it's basically talking about it's wisdom to men about having sex with women, and it just spoke to me so much. It's like, dang, like I'm this immoral woman, I'm living immorally, like this is not what God created me for. And so I ended up really just feeling a certain way, and it just kind of gave me the strength and propelled me to do a 21-day fast. So I ended up doing a 21-day fast, and I was able to get through it, and my life changed dramatically. I stopped cussing. Like, I didn't even have to catch myself. I just no longer just did it. I stopped cussing. I no longer had sex. The urges were still there. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it was still there. But I was able to control it, and I seen like an end goal, and I understood the meaning of marriage, and I wanted that. And then I stopped listening to secular music. I didn't want to. I gave up social media, like anything, like being back on social media, anything that was not a God. I just started unfollowing it. So if I seen like some gray sweatpants, unfollow. If I seen like twerking videos across my timeline, or somebody dressing like very provocatively, unfollow. Like, I just started unfollowing anything that was not of God, because it was just that serious to me. And so once I started doing that, it's just like God just started speaking to me even more, and I ended up finding my purpose. And so during my fast, he told me that I was going to be a writer, and I'm like, a writer? I don't write no books. like who, me? And so instead of just being like, no, you were talking to me, I actually just listened, and I ended up writing a book.